So we are in St. Louis for the Fly 533 Tiny Trainer Spec Race Series, Winter Series. I'm only gonna make one of these races because I'm having a baby in about a month, so I've gotta be home after this. So this is like my last drone race for a long time. This is my first one in a long time. And we're heading into qualifying now. I've watched like one lap of the course, so I kind of know it. So I'm kind of hoping that somebody can like pay attention. And I also really haven't been training much. Like I did a little bit, went out in the yard, set up some lights, set up some gates in the yard to practice. Yeah, so when I get like, you know, when I do beat Amari, but still like 5th or 6th place, it's gonna be, I'll still be proud, but I definitely am gonna be held back by my level of practice. So I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be really fun. The track looks super sick. Like the whole setup, the live streaming setup is super cool. So we're gonna go downstairs, check that out, do some qualifying, and get out on track. You can always tell a good race when you have options on chairs, right? You got good metal chair, swivel with no arms if that's what you're into. You can have your drink here on this chair, wooden chair, wheelchair, this chair, and then the best, the throne. Of course, it's pretty fun. It's triangles are the worst, and they're really small triangles. So I anticipate that being a big differentiator for this thing. Like it's really tricky to get through them fast. And it's gonna just be a pain. Like everybody's gonna explode a quad there. And I only have one quad with me for this whole race, so I'm like, I don't wanna go fast. So we're gonna take it easy, kind of like slowly ramp it up, try to get some decent qualifying pace. And I never qualify well anyway. I always am better in the actual heads-up racing. So we're just gonna save the drone for that.
This feels very DRL Season 2-ish.
No pressure, just flying with DRL pilots basically on a DRL track. Nothing to worry about. We're all gonna die.
All right, heat 1 is done with for me. It went okay. It was kind of slow, but I was taking it slow to learn the course. I don't know, something seems like it might be wrong with the quad because it's like dipping corners once in a while, and I'm a little bit afraid of it potentially causing an issue. So yeah, we'll see. We might end up having to do a rebuild here. So I'm not looking forward to that if that's what happens. Okay, qualifying is over for me and Winston. Actually, we were in the same qualifying group. Currently sitting in 5th place with one person that's faster than me that hasn't gone. So we'll see if that holds. We only need to be in the top 12 to get into bracket racing, and bracket racing is really where I want to be. It's where I'm a little bit stronger. However, drone is completely messing up. Like every time I go through a corner, just like bloop, and just bloop. So Winston has volunteered to fix it for me. Well, I go get us both lunch. So I'm gonna go do that. He's gonna work on the drone, and hopefully once we get to bracket racing, I'll have a much better flying machine that we can use to dominate these guys. All right, so Winston totally rebuilt my drone during lunch, which I provided. So thank you, Winston. It seems to be better. It still once did its little like whoop in that flight, but it's it might be flying okay. I gotta figure out why the LEDs aren't working. They're supposed to be lit up, but that's a minor problem compared to what we were having before. So let's go. So they've got this awesome setup for streaming. Like there's like 7 or 8 cameras. There's a full control board back there. I'm sure Matt will give us a tour afterwards, but like it's the most awesome like drone racing streaming setup. I think it's only because we're like in this location. Like I don't think we would be able to do it anywhere else. But it's super sick, so we gotta get a tour of it. Okay, qualifying is over. Ended up finishing 5th where I expected. Feeling pretty good about that, but Amari is working his way from the loser bracket, so I still gotta beat him. So I'm looking for at least a 6th place or better finish. So we'll see. My drone is all fixed up thanks to Winston here. It was behaving a lot better. We got the Insta360 Go on there, and we're gonna have some good racing vibes here. Get some good footage at least, if nothing else. Goal, as always, is to finish higher than you qualified. So I've got to finish higher than 5th, and I think we can do that. Yeah, that makes it kind of tricky to race.
What the heck? You replaced the entire AIO. It's still doing that.
Yeah, every time I take a left turn, it goes. Whoop.
I wonder if it's the same motor every time. I was trying to pay attention when you took hard lefts versus hard rights, if I could tell, but
It would always drop out like that, so I would assume it's the back left, but I mean, they're all brand new motors last night.
Brand new ESC, brand new motors.
So finished up second place in the first heat, which means I continue in the winner's round, which is exactly where I need to go. Drone was super sketch, but we limped it literally around until we got back. So we're here, we're on, let's go. The quad is, so I swapped that motor. We thought that's what it was going to be. It was absolutely no better, to the point where I was not competitive in the slightest. It was just like, it was embarrassing. Okay, so the previous round I ended up not advancing because I needed to be first or second, and my quad was just all over the place. Like, it kept dipping out in those corners. Hopefully you can see it like right here in the DVR, like what that actually looks like. But it was unflyable. I mean, it was flyable, but I couldn't actually like get enough speed to think about catching up with Shane. So it was a little bit rough. Didn't advance. So now I'm down in the loser's bracket, but there's still a chance. Luckily and unluckily, Winston is out already, so I'm going to take over his drone, which is flying really well, but the RX signal is not working very well. So I'm like making this weird compromise that I hope will play out. So let's get out there and give it a shot. This is Matt from Media Outlaws. He's running the whole setup for the stream, everything. It's his company, your company?
Yes,
totally. Yeah. So he's going to give you guys the full setup, the full overview of all the awesome stuff that he's got in here.
All right. So to run the entire stream that we've got going on, it starts right here with the laptop. It's running vMix. It's a PC laptop, 32 gigs of RAM, i7, typical beefy gamer laptop basically. It's running a couple of capture cards into it that are coming from various places. To start with, we've got the ATEM TV Studio right here. It's an 8-channel TV studio mixer. It lets you mix video on the fly. It's got 4 SDI and 4 HDMI. It gets really versatile for doing really long runs and things like that. Then coming into this, we have channel 4 here is actually the Sling Studio here, which has been our behind the scenes camera. If you look here, there's a tablet running the Sling Studio, so it's been kind of our behind the scenes cameras, like when we want to run and see somebody change props or whatever's going on. Then on top of that, back in the back over there, you can't see it, but there's a Night Owl security system that a lot of people have been using for their FPV streams. So we have that running into another laptop that has actually got it in OBS, that is then supplying it through NDI in here, to where then I can actually take all the FPV feeds individually, set them up, and then put the whole graphic package together, and we got a show. So other than that, just your basic audio mixer with a few great Heil microphones hooked up, and that's our setup pretty much.
How many different cameras do you have running?
Right now I think we have, 12 I think total. So we got a lot of it rigged on the stream deck here. So you got the 8 inputs for the cameras here, and then these are vMix triggers. So he's coming around same gates, so we can cut back in, take a look at him now, cut back over to him as he comes around this gate. Come back in through 7, watch them zoom around.
So this is what's live.
That's what's live on the, yeah. And then you watch him rip through the final gate, come back through as he rips, and it's a whole new lap. So that's pretty much how it works. And you just try your best to follow the action as quick as you can. And for now, this is the way it's set up, but for the next race, I'll have it even more refined and done. This has been my first attempt at this sort of thing. So, hey, my name's Matt. I'm from Media Outlaws. You can go over to youtube.com/Media Outlaws TV.
You're beautiful, Sean. I try.
Dun dun dun. All right, so we're in the losers bracket. So any single loss, I'm out. I'm now flying Winston's drone instead of my own drone, which is both a blessing and a curse. No warm-ups on Winston's drone. Just watching his battery. I've got more anxiety on this than I do on the Tesla in terms of battery. Just. First place, yeah, it was really weird to get used to the other. Winston's radio was like very like, but hey, we're in.
That was so awesome. Woo, I am so nervous after that heat. That was nuts. I couldn't hear who was in front of me. I heard the ding go as soon as me and Nurk passed the gate. I wasn't sure. You and me. You and me? Yeah, I was thumping. Gosh, I'm glad to move on. This is going to be a good race.
All right, so I'm out now. I was coming up on, I made some great passes on Casardo, the red drone, and was going down the main start-finish straight, and I was coming up on some lapped traffic, and at the last minute bailed, almost crashed into them, then went into the gate and tried to cut through as fast as I could, and then I got hit in the back, claw went down, and then I got really nervous as a result of that, because I was pretty sure I had to catch Casardo after I crashed, and then as a result of that just didn't advance, so I'm out.
At least you beat Amari.
Yeah, I beat the other DRL guy here, but yeah, it was unfortunate, but it was fun. That was a great last heat, great heat to go out on. Just made a mistake, got nervous, got in my own head, didn't plan my own race. Wait, okay, so what happened?
So Casey crossed onto his 5th lap, or you might have crossed onto your 5th lap before Casey, and then you crashed on your 5th lap. Casey passed you, came around to win.
Yeah.
Once Casey finishes, then everyone finishes behind him.
But Nick actually finished?
Nick-Nack crossed onto his 5th lap after Casey finished. Therefore, Nick-Nack was NASCAR'd at 4 laps. No. So you technically got 4.5 laps. Nick-Nack only got 4 laps. The NASCAR rules, it is what it is. It's something we always run.
Yeah.
It's not an exception.
Right.
It was in effect.
Can I potentially sacrifice my position to him to move on? Because
that's going to be a race director call. It's not my call.
Okay. Yeah. So what I want to do is go 2 out of 3, rock, paper, scissors for the position. Oh, Nick! If he lets me, can we rock, paper, scissors for that spot?
It's your spot.
I know. I don't want it. What? By that rule. So what I want to do is ask Mondo if we can 2 out of 3 rock, paper, scissors. Whoever wins that actually moves on.
I'm putting new props on, so I'm down.
All right. Can we are you down with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do that. Let's get Mondo. Okay. So I NASCAR rule Nick-Nack.
Yes.
I hate that rule.
Okay.
I don't want to just outright surrender it to him. We're going to rock, paper, scissors for the spot. Are you okay with that as the race director?
You guys want to RPS out there? Rock, paper, scissors for the spot in the next one.
1, 2, 3, go. All right, that's 1. All right, go. 1 to 1. Whoa! Go. Yeah! We're moving on! They're playing social distancing, my bad.
Catch up, though.
Last time on Not DRL, Dirk thought that he had been done racing for the day. Then, a weird rule happened. Hands were hit against each other, and he's in this chair.
Turtle flip. I know, is there an option? That's all they have.
On the last lap with a quarter lap to go.
You guys were like,
I had you make it right.
yeah.
I was.
Jeez.
I mean, I was watching you the whole. Oh my god.
We had a couple
That was
trades.
such a
When
good
I
battle.
passed you, did you go? Oh.
It wasn't the pass at the end.
God.
I crashed.
No,
Broke my
we
camera.
felt flat before that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That made me laugh.
Better than qualifying. Let's go.
Yes, place. Let's go. I'm moving on. Mario was saying that the only way to really beat Popsicle is to just beat him on the launch, and I went for the launch, and as I came through, I skidded on the ground. And I got crossfire fail-safed and couldn't get back up again. So, 4th place, better not qualified. Okay, so we totally forgot to do an actual sum up. We were going to do it back at the Airbnb, but we got back. We had some pizza. We were all totally beat down from a long day of racing. But you know what? My whole goal for the weekend was to qualify as high as I could and then finish higher than qualifying, and that's exactly what we achieved. So ended up qualifying 5th overall. I probably should have been 6th because Amari had some trouble with his equipment, but ended up in that 4th position. Wish I would have had a better go at that final race, but I needed to get off the line and try to get in front of Propsicle to make him make a mistake if I was going to go for the win. And, you know, I'm a racing pilot. I got to go for the gap. I got to go for the win. Didn't pan out this time around, but you know what? I'm okay with it. It was an amazing race. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please consider liking and subscribing, all of that good, boring, annoying YouTube stuff. Consider joining the channel as a member, and thank you very much for watching. Stay flying.